This is Tenny, and this is Jake, and they're both entrepreneurs in their own respective fields. Today, we're going to spend the next few hours or so going through their usual routine.
Is that usually how you start your morning?
Usually, yeah.
And what I learned at the end of this is a realization that I will carry on for myself. Tenny is the owner of Tas Auto Spa, a car detailing shop in which he details cars.
Yo, hop in.
Alright bro, tell me what's going on here.
Okay, so basically, we're coating the car with a 3-year coating. It's called G Technique, the CSL coating. Yeah, we're just putting it on the vehicle now. We fully paint corrected the whole car. It took pretty much all weekend.
That's sick, bro. I mean, it looks clean, it looks nice. Usually, what does a full detailing come with?
So there's basically 2 big options that you can choose from. Either the basic, just full interior, full exterior wash, whatever, which includes with the seat shampooing, carpet shampoo, steam cleaning, headliner cleaning, which is still, I wouldn't say it's a basic package, it's still a really good package. Or you can go crazy and get something like this. So this guy had a lot of paint imperfections in terms of his car has been keyed, there was permanent marker on the hood, there's just a lot of stuff going on with the vehicle.
Damn, and you fixed all that?
Yeah, I fixed all that. Yeah, I did.
Quality work brings in quality customers.
Oh yeah, he's all the way from Mississauga to get this job done, and there's a reason why he's coming from Mississauga. He comes every 2 weeks for an interior detail.
How'd you get started with this business? Like, if someone came up to you and asked you how do you get started, what would you say?
Start in the driveway. If you don't have a driveway, start in your parking garage. Start somewhere with water and electricity, and you're good to go.
Yeah, what makes you different from the rest?
Okay, so the biggest difference I'd say that I am is a lot of people in this city, they into cars, they detail cars, cool, but they're not really in the car scene the way I am. I host events, I host cruises between just mutual friends, a lot of friends from London, Mississauga, Toronto, you name it, in terms of nice, cooler cars. I don't mean to do it, it's like, I enjoy it, you know what I mean? I don't mind it. So I'd say that's the biggest difference with me. I just don't go to work and stop there with the car stuff. I keep going, and obviously I build the hell out of my own cars, as you can flip the camera and show them what's good with the car. You know what I mean? A lot of detailers in this city, they have nice cars, don't get me wrong, but my car is probably the fastest one. There's no other detailer in the city that would probably beat that car in a race with their own vehicle. My opinion. I'm not promoting racing, but I'm just saying, you know.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here. As he finished up with the final touches to his client's vehicle, we went along with him to a city an hour away to deliver the client's car.
We're at Ben 10. We just grabbed food. Now we're gonna drop off this client's car to Mississauga. And yeah, come with us for our journey. I know you'll be back in 2 weeks anyway.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna head out of here, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's fucking
Yes, sir.
And
Anytime,
then,
bro. Keys are in the whip.
Alright, bro. How was it after your successful...
It was good. We're just back at the shop now. Subaru STI in for same thing the Audi got, actually. Exact same thing. Come with me, show you the interior a bit.
Okay.
So check it out. It's a little dark.
Jeez.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
interior just got finished. Now we're gonna off to, we gotta fully wash the vehicle down, clay bar it, so it prep for a paint correction. And then off to the ceramic coating it is.
It was interesting to see how a young entrepreneur like Tenny went about his business. For someone so close to my age to be doing what he's doing, it inspires me to know that age is only a limit of the mind. But I also felt like I needed to find someone with more experience to see what their take is on being an entrepreneur.
I'm currently at my old boss's house, and about 7:30 in the morning, I'm just gonna go through his morning routine with him, and then kind of just question him.
Is that usually how you start your morning?
Usually, yeah. Pre-workout, banana.
What are you doing today at the gym?
So I'm doing 3 compound lifts, some biceps, and some abs.
I'm not gonna hit the gym with him because I don't think I can get in. Alright, Jake. See you in about an hour.
After about an hour, we had our breakfast, and because it was a Saturday, I couldn't actually go with him throughout his usual day, but I did get a chance to sit down and have a conversation with him. Nice. That doesn't look too bad. Two camera setups. Very professional. This is my old boss, Jake. When I used to just kind of box like crazy. He actually hired me on as one of the coaches, so thank you for that. That was a great experience and it was fun. What's your experience with entrepreneurship so far? What were your previous ventures?
Sure. So with entrepreneurship, my first business was the boxing gym. So I started that in 2020. I ended up selling my shares in that to my partners in the summer of last year. And my other venture is a cybersecurity software company where I do contracting and consulting for big financial institutions, specifically like customer authentication, so the login system and that sort of thing.
And how did you get into that sort of thing? Or what made you want to get into, you know, kind of having that lifestyle? I know you said like you kind of get a thrill from that. So what made you kind of want to seek that?
The entrepreneurship lifestyle?
Yeah.
So from my time as an employee in the software world, because I have a software background and I've worked for a few startup companies and some enterprises throughout the years. One company I worked at was TD. That's where I got my start doing the big bank authentication stuff. And I remember the one first big project that I worked on. I walked into this big boardroom and it was me and another guy who was the tech lead, and there's a few contractors in there, and I just thought it was really cool that they have a little bit more flexibility over, you know, the terms of their employment. They get to be picky, they get to pick and choose and, you know, take on the work that they want, not do the work that they don't want. And I always thought it'd be cool to try that. But yeah, I think there was a certain point where the idea of being an employee and not having control over my own future and all of that kind of stuff didn't really appeal to me. I didn't want to go up the executive chain. I didn't want to be a manager, a VP, or, you know, an executive at the bank. So starting my own company made me approach my work differently, because in the back of my mind, I always know that there's the opportunity to build a product. There's an opportunity to, you know, use the money that I get from consulting and contracting and do something with it within the context of my company. And that's really exciting. It just feels like there's always potential for more.
I feel like a lot of people that work a regular 9 to 5 will get to that point. You know, they kind of don't want to be caught in this rat race and they don't want to keep just, I guess, going through the same daily routine. At the same time, a lot of people are kind of afraid of losing also like the benefits that come with having a job. What kind of gave you that confidence to decide to do that? Or is it just kind of just on a whim and you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna try it?
Yeah, it was pretty spontaneous, I guess. So for the gym, I had been going there for, you know, a while, 3 years or so, and I really liked the community and the environment. But I sort of noticed that, like, you know, there were obviously things that could be improved with the existing gym that was there. I sort of came in one day and, you know, found out that the gym was potentially being sold, and I immediately thought, like, okay, there's tons of ways that this could be improved and the processes could be better and more efficient, and, you know, maybe I could do this. It was pretty impulsive, but I think at the time I was also feeling that I was lacking, you know, some kind of purpose in my life. I was pretty unhappy with my 9 to 5 grind at that time.
I mean, I'm glad you did. If you didn't, like, I probably would have never been able to be a coach and experience what it was like being a coach. You mentioned that, you know, being in that 9 to 5 grind, like, you were kind of unhappy. Would you say you're happy now?
Yeah, I am happier now, but one thing I do want to mention with that is, like, you're not supposed to be happy all the time. As a human being, you're not going to be happy all the time. There's sort of this happiness trap where people think that by chasing happiness, they're going to eventually reach some, like, all-time peak forever happiness level.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, you know, especially if your sense of happiness is based on external values, then it kind of doesn't matter what you do, you're going to end up finding yourself in the same pattern of feeling. So whether you're an entrepreneur or you have a really solid, you know, full-time job as an employee that you love, if you're not deriving, you know, value from internal qualities that you can control, like, you know, doing a good job every day or incrementally, you know, being 1% better every day, then it doesn't really matter what you do. You know, there might be things that might excite you and make you happier for a brief moment, but you're always going to fall back to sort of a baseline, and unless you're getting internal fulfillment, you know, it kind of doesn't really matter.
So chase internal fulfillment instead?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, there's obviously benefits to having flexibility and freedom. You know, there's benefits to making more money and stuff, but there's diminishing returns on all of that stuff too. You know, there's some full-time jobs too that, you know, people might be extremely happy with the lifestyle that allows them to have, right?
Okay, before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to say? Like, any lasting advice?
Okay, sure. Start the thing and start it now. If you want to do something, do it. don't hold yourself back, take the shot.
Well, that being said, thank you for being on my podcast.
All right, thanks, Fu.
Or my podcast. But to finish off the day, we actually went to the boxing gym to watch a club show they were hosting. I think at the end of the day, after spending a few hours with these two entrepreneurs, I've come to find that there is no one correct way to approach this. One was fueled by passion and the other was fueled by a genuine need to solve a problem. Although they had different aims, one thing remains true and that can be applied to anything in life. And that is, you have to show up and put in the work necessary to get what you want. Seems simple, but to turn it into an actual lifestyle requires an insane amount of commitment.